We're gonna do the makeup tutorial today where we try the eyeliner with the mascara. Don't do that. The eyeliner with the eyeshadow. But I'm not gonna be licking my brush. Can't be having any of that. All right, I've already moisturized with my Thirst No More. Now I'm gonna use my Neutrogena serum. Okay, like, I don't know. My face gets dry, especially this time of year because it's cold outside. And I'm a rainforest lizard, so, I mean, I was born in Florida, which means that we have natural moisture whenever you walk out the door. But I no longer live there, so I have to moisturize, 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 and my nose is always running, so I'm always blowing it. And puffs with lotion does not help. They say it does. Like a nose in need deserves puffs indeed. Lies. Not this nose. This nose needs like baby wipes soaked in aloe. I don't know, that would probably be weird too. Like go up the nostrils. I don't know. Anyway, so let's get started. My favorite. I'm just gonna wet it. Make it grow. Make it grow. Now every mom on here is like, what the F? Why did you just sing that? Now my child is singing Elsa and that song is stuck in my head. Because that's what we do. I am a Disney almanac. I have heard every word to Moana and Frozen 2 and all of them about 865,000 times. So, yeah. All right, so let's get started. Let me get my little thing out here. My makeup container. Okay, let me stop doing all of that. All right, let's get rid of these dark circles. This is my palette. This is the one I use with a combination of some other things that I will also put in the description. This is just what I use, and I mix my own color because I don't have, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars to buy the stuff that they swear online doesn't crease and doesn't crack. Come on, ladies, we too smart for that. We know. Settles in the fine lines. All right, this is NYX. I'll put that in the description as well. And I just kind of do like this. Get rid of them. I haven't slept in a long time, circles. Like I sleep and I'm still tired. What the fuck? And shiny nose. Okay. Get rid of all of them. Please. Trust the process. I know Amanda's probably watching now like, girl, stop it. Embarrass yourself on the internet. Now. I put this palette in the description below, but you can find it in whatever color if your skin is lighter or darker or whatever. I like this palette because there's already a lot of shades in it. So if you have light skin or darker skin, like they have other colors, you know, that you can use. But yeah. So pretty. When did we like go from little girls who hated to get mud all over us to like literally painting our face like we're going out to war? When did that happen? It didn't happen in the 80s, I can tell you that. But blue eyeshadow was a thing back then. Like, whoa. It sure was. Okay, skinny nose. I put all the links to the brushes I use in the description as well, down below. All right, now we're gonna fill in the cracks. Milani, this is my concealer. And we're just gonna put it in there. Yeah. Make them ugly red spots go away. Y'all just come here for the singing. Oh no. My Pandora has not been working lately. I don't know why. I don't know if it's my computer. And of course I've got Pandora on my phone, but that's how you guys are here on my phone. So I can't. All right, now don't forget your neck. Cause otherwise you look like, you know, whoa. Trust the process. I just wanted to see my nose is very red. It's from blowing it so much. Okay. I'm too sexy for my, let me stop. All right, let me blend in this here. And then I'm gonna use a brush for the rest, but I do like to get my eyes, and I go all up in there, okay? Like, this is my favorite beauty blender ever. Look at her, I look like a new woman. You make me feel like a natural. Ain't nothing natural about this. If you only knew what was under this makeup. Okay, let me stop. It's raining and I'm like stir crazy, okay? My kids are on break. And okay, so I use a blender to do the rest, including the blush, which I have not pulled out yet. But I'll do that in a minute. There's a very loud bird outside my house right now. Either that or somebody is whistling from across the street. All right, so I just go in like a circular motion here, blend all this in, you know? Okay. Trying my best to entertain y'all, but this is actually like a super boring process. I love the end result, but dang, sometimes I really hate putting on makeup. So I usually avoid it if I can, but I figured since I'm home today, I will do this. Okay. Right there on your jawbone. Look at her, you lose 10 pounds. Woo woo! All of a sudden you have a very well-defined jaw. There's a guy on TikTok. I love following him. I don't know his name off the top of my head. I do follow him though. But like, he is so funny. He makes the funniest like duet videos. And he's like, oh my God, gorgeous. And he's got like really long nails and stuff. Like, I love the way he talks. I love the way he talks about like the reality of getting lip fillers and stuff like that. I don't have any lip fillers, as you can see. Like, I'm part of the Thin Upper Lip Club. But I still love his content. I think it's great. I don't have the kind of money to spend on lip fillers. I have stomachs that need to be filled, so. All right, blush stick. This one's by Revlon. It's called Berry Kiss. I don't know, for whatever reason, I can't help saying it. And I just do like this. Girl, you're so cute. And the same thing. I just go around in a circle and just kind of blend it in. So it looks like I have a rosy glow. So when people see me out in public, they're not afraid to talk to me. Oh, look, I got conditioner all over I got my leave-in conditioner all over my arm there. So shiny. It's so shiny. Okay, let me stop. Really. My son has been watching Moana on repeat lately, and I don't even know why. But whatever, it makes him happy. He's all talking about the ocean chose him. We don't even live near an ocean. What ocean? All right. All right, now, so we're gonna set it. I use Airspun. I also use a Fit Me by Maybelline. Today I'm gonna use the Airspun because it's the original formula since 1935. I've said that so many times. You guys are probably like, shut up already. I don't know what else to say. I'm literally standing in my bathroom talking to myself. Okay, so just a little bit. Tap, tap. And I just tap it in there like that. This is me setting all of those little creamy stuff I just put all over my face. That sounded really awful. Please, y'all, don't even go. Don't. I already heard it. I'm setting my contour. Don't forget the neck. All right, let's see what we can do with this eyeshadow eyeliner whole thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna edit that part out. I'm sorry. Most of the people on my page are over 18, and yeah, I already heard it and I've already recorded, so can't go back now. Here we go. Going in with this color as usual. And I just get a hole on there. And just go in the creases. And kind of on the lid too. I don't care. This is the base of my face. I'm kind of excited to try this new eyeliner thing. Let me see. Because like, liquid liner is not my friend. All right? I already know. I've already heard the comments on the TikTok like, oh, you don't know how to put on liner. Yeah, I'm not a makeup artist. I already know. The liner and I have a love-hate relationship. Oh, let it go. I know. So I'm kind of excited to try this. Oh, that eye looks way darker than the other one. Why is it always this eye? If you see in the mirror, if you were looking in front of me, it would not look like that. But on the camera, it looks like dark. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know. We're just gonna leave it. It's just the base anyway. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm gonna use this. This is from Eco Tools. I also put the link down below. I'm gonna go in with the brown, the darker brown. I usually go, and I'm not putting a lot on this brush, okay? I'm just going in the crease right here to kind of darken it, and I'm gonna bring it down a little bit, just a little bit. I don't know. All right, I'll blend that out in a second. I'm just applying it at the moment. I'll get back out there and do that little. Y'all have no idea how difficult this is, like doing makeup on camera like this. And like hoping for the best. This is not the best. This looks awful. Let me just get my little. All right, so I'm gonna try to blend this in a little bit because I don't want it to look so dark. All right, and someone once told me, and I don't know, I think it was like when I was getting my makeup done at MAC or something. She told me, don't hold your brush like this, like too close, like it's not a pencil. Hold it back here so it like does its job. It's not a paintbrush. Like, okay. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm gonna blend and blend and blend. I'm just trying to lighten up a little bit of that dark. And don't worry, I will clean it up with my false advertising, Age Reverse something by Maybelline. I don't know, links in the description. Okay. Now for the lid. I go in with usually one of these three right here. I like a more neutral palette, like I said before. And I just basically tap, tap, tap it in there. I am listening to a documentary on John Lennon right now, which is really interesting. There's a lot of things I did not know about him. But All right. So we're tapping, we're tapping. Look at that, so pretty. Uh-huh. Ooh, girl. If all of the queens. No, that's not how the song goes. If all of the kings had their queens on the thrones, we would pop champagne and raise a toast. Right? Sometimes we just gotta feel like a queen. Alrighty. Now for the, what do they call it, a brow bone? This piece? I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna go in with this lighter color here and just kind of make sure it's all looking blended. A lot of people on TikTok are like, oh my gosh, let me see your makeup. Look, I just wing it. I watch YouTube just like you guys do. I watch all them crazy people on TikTok the same as y'all. Some of the people I can't even get over. The makeup transformations are whoa amazing. I'm just like, I don't even know that I would ever be able to have that kind of skill, even if I did my makeup like every single day, which I do not. All right, let's do the swish and flick. And whoop. All right, so like I said, the chick in the video on TikTok, I don't know what's going on there. There you go. Maybe. Good enough. Okay. Just going to Publix. And CVS. So. Oh, when I moved out of Florida, I was so scared that we weren't going to have a Publix where I was moving. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? For those of you that don't know, Publix is the most amazing grocery store ever. So, all right. So let's try this eyeliner thing, shall we? That was really super loud. Now, the chick in the video, she like, her brush, I'm not doing that. I have water in my house, so we're gonna just do that. That thing I just used, that was the instant age rewind that lies to you because it didn't take any years off my age. I'm still the same age as I was when I started. All right, so I'm gonna use a brush like she did. That looks like this. It's like a real skinny angled brush. Oh God, let's hope for the best. I'm gonna go wet it now. I am not licking my makeup brushes. I don't even care, even though they are mine. I can't, nope, nope. I can't do it. All right, the brush is wet. I feel like a painter. I'm gonna go in, I guess I'm gonna go in with the black because as you can see, that has never been used. I don't usually use it for my face, but okay. I've used it for Halloween maybe, for my daughter. She was a zombie once. She looked freaking awesome. All right, let's see. I don't even know how to do this. Here's my mirror. I guess I'll just turn you guys around. Bear with me because I've never done this before. It may turn out to be a total disaster and I might have to start over and then I'm gonna cry. But if I can move you there. All right. Got my little angled brush here. It is wet. All right. I'm gonna go in with the black. Oh, Lord. I hope this does not look stupid. All right. Okay, so far, it's okay. I don't know, y'all. I don't know how I feel about this. Oh no. All right. I don't know. But I'm going to keep going with it because we're just going to see where it leads us. Now for the other eye. My very special, non-cooperative eye. I don't know how I feel about all this. I don't know. But this is the test though, because this is my stupid eye. Mm-hmm. Oh, Lordy, 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 help me. All right, I gotta put this down so I can hold my eyeball. Because like I said, this is my stupid eye. Okay, I don't hate it. But I don't know that I love it either. But that might change. Let's see. All right, so I don't hate it. Now, bear in mind, I am not a professional. So I just did this. I winged it. Huh? Okay, let me stop. Seriously, you guys can just stop watching. It's fine. I totally understand. But, all right. So this is the eyeliner look with eyeshadow. We're just gonna keep going. Hope for the best. I did get a little bit of like, right there on my face. So I'm gonna have to get that off. That black eyeshadow was like, what the? It was brand new. I had never even used it. Okay, here we go. Everybody's favorite. The white eyeliner from Tattoo Studio from Maybelline. This is the famous eyeliner everybody always be asking me about. At first I thought, what crazy person would put white eyeliner on their lower waterline? And then I watched it and I was like, okay. And then when I first put it on, I was like, I don't think that looks right. But I've gotten used to it. So. And it's actually not as bad as you think. Okay? Listen, we are our own worst critics, right? We don't need people on the internet telling us that we're ugly or that we have wrinkles or whatever other bullshit they want to come at you with. We don't need all that. We look in the mirror. We can see. We ain't blind. All right. So if you're going to hate and you're going to hate on people, like that's just not, that's bad energy. All right. This is gray khaki. I'm going to go under just a little bit. Just a little bit. So Yeah, if you're making fun of people on the internet, you probably should find a hobby. Like an actual hobby. Because I have heard so many stories from people on my TikTok where they're talking about their kids being bullied and their daughters being made to feel uncomfortable about themselves. And like, look, every single person, every single adult woman has gone through an ugly stage. It's called middle school, right? It's where like one boob grows faster than the other. You got big feet and skinny legs, but you might have wide hips, like, you know? So there is no reason to be shitty. There's no reason to bully adults on the internet, and there's damn sure no reason to bully children on the internet. And if you are an adult that likes to bully people on the internet, maybe that's where your kids learned it from. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying. I'm still not sorry. All right. Now, lashes. Okay. So anyway, sorry my phone was buzzing. My daughter was texting me. So as you can see, when I get close to the mirror, I've got freckles. Okay. And I don't really super care about covering them that much. I care more about covering like the blotchy stuff than I do about the freckles. I was going to get to it eventually. All right, so now I'm going to put on my lashes. Again, not an expert, but I'm going to do my best. And you guys have already seen me do this, so I should probably just pause the video and like try to figure it out myself and like maybe make it look somewhat normal. Because I got to get real close to my eyeball. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Hold. Okay. Lashes, check. No, they're not falling off. My eyes are stupid. All right. I use Kiss Lash Adhesive. And then I'll also put the links to the lashes down below. So, I got them on pretty good. I think maybe I'm getting better at it. I don't really know. I know it does look like they're lifting. I know. But it's fine. I don't know. This one was a little bit wet because, yes, I do clean them off every now and again. But, I mean, it's not moving. So, seems okay. Okay, so here's my mascara. This is from Sabella, which, like I said, is a club thing, so use whatever you like. And just rub it on the bottom there. How many of you have like poked yourself in the eye when you have done this? Or like accidentally got your lash line and like blinked and then everything was like Tammy Faye Baker up in here? I have. I'm not afraid to admit it. I have totally done that. All right, so now again, I used the eyeshadow for the wings today. I'm kind of digging it though. It was actually really easier than putting on the liquid stuff because I felt like I had a little bit more control. Maybe that doesn't make any sense, but that's how I felt. Alrighty. Sorry, I gotta get kind of close to the mirror here to see what I'm doing. Because it is my eyeball. Okay. There we go. Boom. Okay, so we got this, and we got this, and we got this, and we get this. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. I got lots of stuffs. I do use blush powder also on top of my, but I just tap it. I don't know. I like it to look a little bit more pronounced. Highlight those cheeky cheeks. Yes, girl. If anybody doesn't like it, you know what I say about that. If you don't know and you're new here, I tell people to go to the crusty side. All right. Now, in my 3 steps to sculpt, I just go under right here. Okay. It makes me look so rosy and approachable. I am approachable most of the time. So I'm gonna get the shiny. I'm gonna be so shiny. That's it, just gonna go right there. I love the way you do that right there. Anybody seen them TikToks where like they explain the songs we used to sing to in the 90s and you're like, it's like you think that you're like, I'm a genie in a bottle, and like it's not, that's not, no wonder our moms were like, what are you doing with your life? You ain't nobody rubbing you nowhere. Get yourself a life. That's what my mom would say. She'd be like, you're not a genie in a bottle. Get out of here. You're a middle schooler that wears a size 11 and has freckles all over your face. But that is what happens when you grow up in the 80s and 90s. Parents didn't give a fuck about you. No, they gave about us, but they didn't care if they hurt our feelings. And it made us all stronger adults who are able to take criticism. Let me stop. This is not my parenting channel. I don't want anybody to get upset, offended by what I'm saying. Because I'm not even go there. Just gonna stop. All right, let's do our eyebrows, ladies, okay? Or gentlemen, if you're out there too, let's do some eyebrows. Anybody who is looking for very basic entry-level makeup lessons, you're at the right place. Alrighty. So I use 2 different things for my eyebrows. This one, because it has a little like comb, looks so natural. And then this one, which I also put in the bio, or in the description rather. Let's see. I can't look at y'all, I gotta look at the mirror. But yeah, my mom, when I was in, I don't know, it had to be like either late elementary school. No, maybe it was middle school. I don't know. They came out with this song, and I don't even know who it's by anymore, but I used to. And it was called Sex and Candy. And it was like, I love sex and candy. Yeah, whatever. Now you gotta remember, this is like the era of Nirvana. And we're all like, yeah! Punk rock, woo! Flannel shirts. And that song came on the radio one day, and I was singing it, and I thought that she was about to pull over the car. She was like, excuse you? That song is about a pedophile. Sex and candy, like a little man driving around in his little ice cream truck trying to give you candy, and then lures you in his little white van with no windows. That's how I grew up. Okay, I still, as a grown woman, do not like vans with no windows. I was taught that that is scary town. So, yeah, she was like, excuse me? You're not old enough to sing this song. This is gross. Who puts music out like this? All right, so now I'm just gonna smudge it. I have a scar on my eyebrow from playing outside because that's all there was to do when I was a kid. And I got stitches in my eyebrow. Of course, it had to be right on my eyebrow. I didn't know as my younger self that like, hey, in 30 years, actually more than that, shh, stop talking. That eyebrow scar is going to be something that you constantly struggle with. I would have never known. I would have been like, what? What do you mean people put their eyebrows on with pencils? That's crazy. Who would do something so crazy like that? But alas, here I am. 35, yeah, about 35 years later, putting eyebrows on my face. Alrighty, so that is all. I do sometimes use the Wet n Wild contour palette like this. Oh, I didn't obviously clean it out the last time I used it, just to kind of like make sure there's no uneven, and also down here on the neck, make sure that we have no ugliness going on down there. So I use a big old fluffy brush. Please stop staring at my eyelashes. I already know. I stare at them too. If it makes you feel any better. All right. So that's it. I just want to give some little blending to my neck. Oh, that doesn't look normal at all. Let me get that out of here. Oh, much better. Okay. So that is it, really. I usually do lips with lip liner and all that stuff, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm not going to do that today because I've got chapped lips, so I'm going to go put some O'Keeffe's chapstick on my face, or some lip oil maybe, I'm not sure. But I use NYX in Sweet Nectar for the liner, and then I use this from CoverGirl, and it is a matte lip. It's not a gloss lip. It's not a stick either. It's a matte lip liquid. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. All right. I think that's all. Now we just gotta finish it up. Make it last. And I'm gonna. And it smells good too. Lowest setting with the blow dryer. Let's hope my eyelashes don't fly off. That's how we test the glue. As you can see, my eyelashes not flying off. I have a stupid eye. All right. And that's it. We are done. I got to get back to the hair thingy because people have been asking about that. I also wear this little like wrap thing so that I don't get makeup on my clothes. Get that all over there. And so I don't get too hot, because it does get hot in here and I don't want to take off all my clothes. Oh, that was another song my mom hated. She'd be like, excuse you? You aren't hot. You sit down. No, ma'am. You won't be taking off none of your clothes. You just sit down. Yes, ma'am. I don't even know that song. I don't even know. I was just guessing at the words. That's how my mom was. So, all right, there we have it. There is the eyeliner with eyeshadow makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for joining me. See you next time. Stay classy, bitches.